You see, most people live under the mistaken belief that their outer world dictates their inner reality. They think the world around them, the people they encounter, or the situations they face are the source of their limitations. But this is a lie. The truth is, your world is merely a reflection of your inner beliefs. You are not imprisoned by anything other than the way you perceive yourself. When you change your concept of yourself, you shift the foundation of your entire life. Your reality is malleable, shaped by the assumptions you hold about who you are and what you deserve. If you see yourself as small, insignificant, or incapable, that is the boundary that limits you. But if you see yourself as capable, worthy, and deserving of all the abundance life has to offer, that becomes your reality. You are not bound by your past, by your failures, or by your current circumstances. Those are merely temporary states and they do not define you. You are the master of your own self-concept. And by changing the way you perceive yourself, you can change the course of your life. The world around you will shift in response to this inner transformation. Now I ask you to look within. What assumptions are you carrying about yourself? Do you believe you are deserving of success, love, and prosperity? Or do you hold beliefs that keep you trapped in a cycle of limitation? The change starts within. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Live as though you already have everything you desire. Feel the joy, the abundance, the success, and the freedom of having it all. Your imagination is not just a tool for dreaming. It is the very fabric of your reality. It is within your imagination that the power to create your life resides. By changing the mental image you hold of yourself, you alter the course of your destiny. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are free to recreate yourself at any moment. The world reflects your inner assumptions, and when you change the assumptions you hold about yourself, the world around you must shift to match them. Your future is not predetermined. It is being created in every moment by the thoughts you choose to think, the beliefs you choose to adopt, and the assumptions you choose to live by. So, break free from the limitations you have placed on yourself. Do not allow past mistakes or failures to dictate your future. You are the creator of your reality, and that power lies in your concept of yourself. Change that concept and watch as the world around you transforms. Now is the time to live the life you were meant to live, to step into the fullness of your potential, and to break free from the prison of self-doubt. The universe is waiting for you to realize the power you have within. It is time to see yourself as you truly are, unlimited, capable, and deserving of all that life has to offer. Imagine just for a moment that everything you experience in the world, every circumstance, every encounter, and every opportunity is not a random event, nor a product of fate or chance. What if I told you that the only real obstacle standing between you and the life you truly desire is the way you see yourself? This single, most powerful belief, your concept of yourself, is the only thing keeping you from manifesting the reality you want. The way you think about who you are, what you deserve, and what you are capable of is the determining factor in the life you live. If you can change this, you can change everything. Too many people go through life feeling as if they are victims of their circumstances, as if they have no control over the events that unfold in their lives. They feel as though the external world has power over them, shaping their thoughts, emotions, and actions. But the truth is, this is a fundamental misunderstanding. The world around you is not a force acting upon you. It is a mirror reflecting your inner world. You are not bound by your circumstances. You are not imprisoned by anything outside of yourself. The only true prison you experience is the one you have created within your own mind through the concepts and beliefs you hold about who you are. And once you realize this, you will understand that the key to your freedom lies within you, in your ability to change the image you hold of yourself. The world we live in is not something that happens to us, it is something we create. Every experience, every relationship, and every opportunity is a reflection of the thoughts and assumptions we hold about ourselves. If you believe that you are incapable, unworthy, or doomed to failure, that belief will manifest in your life. The world will mirror it back to you in ways that reinforce it. But if you choose to see yourself as worthy, capable, and deserving of success and happiness, that assumption will also be reflected in your experiences. It's important to understand that your self-concept, the way you see yourself, is the most powerful force shaping your reality. Our thoughts and beliefs are not just passive ideas, they are actively creating the world around us. The mind is a powerful force that cannot be underestimated. It shapes the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act. The thoughts we hold about ourselves become the filters through which we experience the world. And because we are constantly interpreting the world through these filters, the world around us is constantly reshaped to reflect those beliefs. The way you perceive yourself has a direct impact on how you experience life. If you hold the belief that you are unworthy of love, for example, you will find yourself in relationships that reinforce that belief. You may attract partners who do not treat you well or who are unable to meet your needs. Similarly, if you see yourself as incapable of achieving success, you will likely encounter situations where your efforts fall short, no matter how hard you try. This is because the assumption that you are unworthy or incapable becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your beliefs are creating the conditions that reinforce those very beliefs. But it doesn't have to be this way. You have the power to change your self-concept, and by doing so, you can change your entire reality. The first step in this process is to recognize that the concept you hold of yourself is not set in stone. It is not permanent, nor is it fixed. It is simply a reflection of the thoughts and beliefs you have about yourself. And these can be changed. Just as you can change the way you see the world around you, you can also change the way you see yourself. How do you begin this transformation? The answer lies in the power of assumption. If you want to change your life, you must first change your self-concept. You must begin to assume that you are the person you wish to be. If you want to be successful, assume that you are already successful. If you want to be loved, assume that you are already loved. This is not about pretending or faking it. It is about shifting your focus to the truth of who you are. It is about aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to create. To do this, you must immerse yourself in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Imagine and feel as though your desires have already come to pass. Live in that feeling. If you want to feel successful, imagine the satisfaction and pride you would feel if you had already achieved your goals. Feel it now. If you want to experience love, imagine how it would feel to be deeply loved and cherished by others. Allow yourself to feel that love in your heart. The more you do this, the more your self-concept will shift. You will begin to identify with the person you wish to become, and as a result, your reality will begin to reflect that new identity. This process is not instantaneous, and it requires patience and persistence. But as you continue to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will begin to see subtle changes in your life. Opportunities will present themselves. People will respond to you differently. Your circumstances will begin to shift in ways that align with the new image you are holding of yourself. It is essential to understand that this change in your self-concept does not depend on your external circumstances. You do not need to wait for the world around you to change before you change your beliefs. The external world is simply a reflection of your internal world, and it will follow your lead. As you change your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions about yourself, the world will change with you. One of the most profound realizations you can have is that you are not bound by your past. Your past experiences, no matter how difficult or limiting they may have been, do not define who you are. You are not the mistakes you have made, nor are you the failures you have encountered. These are just experiences, and they do not have the power to determine your future. You are free to recreate yourself at any moment. You are not confined to the person you once were. You have the ability to redefine yourself, to step into the version of yourself that you wish to be. The key to breaking free from the prison of your own mind is to realize that you are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions shape the world you experience. When you change the way you see yourself, you change the world around you. This is not just a theoretical concept, it is a practical truth. Your life will change when you begin to see yourself differently. So, I urge you to take a moment and ask yourself, what beliefs do you hold about yourself? Are they serving you or are they limiting you? What would it feel like to let go of the beliefs that have been holding you back and to step into the person you truly are, unlimited, capable, and deserving of all the abundance life has to offer? The power to create the life you desire is within you. It begins with the concept you hold of yourself. When you change that concept, everything else must change to reflect it. We often think of our reality as something separate from ourselves, something that exists independently, controlled by forces we cannot influence. It's easy to believe that our circumstances, our relationships, our jobs, our finances are beyond our control, shaped by the world around us. But what if I told you that these external factors are not as powerful as you believe? What if I told you that the true power lies within you, and that your circumstances are not determined by the world, but by the assumptions you hold about yourself? The truth is, you are not a passive observer in your life. You are not a victim of fate or circumstance. You are the creator of your reality. Everything you experience, from your relationships to your career to your financial situation, is a direct reflection of the assumptions you hold about yourself. Your external world is not something that happens to you. It is something you actively create based on your inner beliefs. Let's start with a simple but profound truth. You live in a world that reflects your inner beliefs about yourself. This is a principle that operates in every area of life. The way you view yourself will shape the way the world interacts with you. If you see yourself as unworthy of success, for example, you will find yourself in situations that reinforce that belief. You may struggle to find opportunities or face constant setbacks. Similarly, if you see yourself as deserving of happiness and success, you will find that the world begins to respond to you in a way that matches those beliefs. This is not mere wishful thinking or blind optimism. This is a law of the mind. Our assumptions about ourselves are powerful. They govern the way we think, feel, and act. And because we are constantly interpreting the world through the lens of these assumptions, the world has no choice but to reflect them back to us. It is a mirror, showing us exactly what we believe to be true about ourselves. The key to changing your life, then, is to change the way you see yourself. Your self-concept is the lens through which you view the world, and it determines the quality of your experiences. If you want to change your experiences, you must first change the way you perceive yourself. If you see yourself as worthy, capable, and deserving of love, success, and abundance, the world will begin to respond to you accordingly. But how do you begin to change the way you see yourself? It starts with the simple act of assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. If you desire more success in your life, for example, you must begin to assume that you are already successful. Live as though you have already achieved your goals. Feel the pride and satisfaction that comes with success. Don't wait for the outside world to confirm this for you. Feel it now. Assume the feeling of being successful, and your outer circumstances will begin to reflect that assumption. This process is not about pretending or pretending to be something you are not. It is about shifting your focus to the truth of who you are. You are not trying to become something you are not. You are merely realigning yourself with the truth of your own potential. The truth is that you are already worthy, capable, and deserving of everything you desire. It is only the false beliefs and assumptions you hold about yourself that stand in your way. When you begin to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are simply aligning yourself with the reality you want to experience. At first, this may seem challenging, especially if you have spent years identifying with beliefs that hold you back. But remember, your beliefs are not permanent. They are not set in stone. You are not bound by the beliefs you have held in the past. You have the power to change them. The process of changing your self-concept begins with the recognition that your thoughts are not you. You are not your thoughts, and you are not your beliefs. Your thoughts and beliefs are simply patterns of thinking that have become ingrained over time, but they can be changed. The key to changing these beliefs is to persistently assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Let's say, for example, you desire more love in your life. Instead of waiting for someone else to come along and show you love, begin by assuming that you are already loved. Live as if you are already loved and feel the warmth, comfort, and joy that comes with it. Imagine yourself surrounded by love, giving and receiving love freely. Feel the love in every cell of your being. The more you do this, the more your self-concept will begin to shift, and the more the world will reflect this new reality. But what about the doubts and fears that arise? What about the voice in your head that says, "This is impossible," or "I'm not worthy of this"? These doubts are simply old, ingrained beliefs trying to hold on to their place in your mind. They are not the truth. They are simply remnants of the past, remnants of old patterns of thinking that no longer serve you. The key is not to resist these doubts, but to acknowledge them and then choose to focus on the new belief you are creating. Doubt and fear are natural, but they do not need to control you. The more you persist in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, the more these doubts and fears will lose their power. Over time, your self-concept will become aligned with your desires, and your outer world will begin to reflect that alignment. You will start to see changes in your circumstances, new opportunities, new people, and new experiences that match the new self-concept you have created. This process is not about forcing change or trying to manipulate the external world. It is about aligning yourself with the truth of who you really are. It is about shifting your focus away from the limitations of the past and embracing the unlimited potential of the present moment. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are free to create your future, starting with the concept you hold of yourself. The power to create the life you desire is already within you. It is not something you need to search for or earn. It is something you must recognize and claim. When you change the way you see yourself, you change the way the world responds to you. The world is not something that happens to you. It is something that responds to you. Your reality is a mirror, reflecting your inner world. When you change your self-concept, your external world must change in response. So I invite you to take a moment and ask yourself, what assumptions do I hold about myself? Are they serving me or are they holding me back? What would it feel like to let go of the beliefs that limit me and step into the person I am meant to be? The key to your transformation lies in changing your self-concept. You have the power to create the life you desire, and it begins with the belief that you are worthy of it. Most people go through life assuming that their reality is fixed, that their current circumstances are the result of some immutable force, and that the life they are living is all they can ever expect. They look at their past experiences, their failures, and their limitations, and they believe these define their future. This is a common misconception. The truth is, your future is not determined by your past, nor is it controlled by external forces. Your future is something you actively create. And the only thing standing between you and the life you desire is your current self-concept. What you believe about yourself, the image you hold of who you are, has a direct and powerful influence on the life you experience. The idea that your past dictates your future is one of the most pervasive false beliefs in the world today. It's easy to think that because you faced hardships, failures, or setbacks, you are doomed to repeat those experiences. But nothing could be further from the truth. The past is not a chain that binds you to a future of limitation. It is simply a record of what has been. It does not have the power to determine who you are or who you can become. What matters is not your past, but how you choose to see yourself in the present moment, and how you choose to move forward from here. We all have stories we tell ourselves about who we are. These stories are often rooted in our past experiences. If you face challenges, you might tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I always fail." If you've encountered hardships, you may have come to believe that success is out of your reach. But the truth is, your story is not fixed. It is not written in stone. Your past does not define you unless you allow it to. You have the power to change the story you tell yourself, to rewrite the narrative of your life, and to step into a new version of yourself, one that is aligned with your deepest desires. The key to breaking free from the limitations of your past is to stop identifying with it. Your past experiences, no matter how difficult or painful, are not you. They are merely events that happened at one point in time. They do not define your worth, your potential, or your future. You are not bound by your past, and the mistakes you made or the obstacles you faced are not permanent labels that you carry with you forever. You are not the person you once were, and you do not have to remain stuck in the story of your past. If you want to change your life, you must change the way you see yourself. Your self-concept is the filter through which you view your world. If you see yourself as someone who is capable of achieving success, experiencing love, and living abundantly, that belief will shape your actions and experiences. However, if you continue to see yourself through the lens of your past failures, mistakes, and limitations, you will continue to recreate those same experiences. The truth is, you are not bound by your past. You are free to reinvent yourself, to create a new identity, and to step into the life you desire. To break free from the prison of your past self-concept, you must begin to focus on who you want to be, not who you have been. This is the essence of personal transformation. It is about creating a new image of yourself, an image that is aligned with the person you want to become. Instead of looking at your past for clues about who you are, look within and ask yourself, who do I want to be moving forward? What kind of person do I want to step into? The moment you shift your focus from the limitations of your past to the possibilities of your future, you begin to break free from the chains that have held you back. This shift in perspective is crucial because ultimately your life will always reflect your inner beliefs. If you believe that you are incapable of success or that your past mistakes define you, your life will continue to mirror those beliefs. On the other hand, if you begin to see yourself as someone who is worthy of success, love, and abundance, your life will begin to change to reflect that new self-concept. Your external world is not something that happens to you, it is something you create from the inside out. When you change your internal image of yourself, the world around you must shift to match it. The power to transform your life lies in your ability to reshape your self-concept. This process begins with one simple but profound practice: assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. If you want to experience more success, assume the feeling of being successful. If you want to experience love, assume the feeling of being loved. Don't wait for the external world to change first. Change the way you see yourself, and the world will follow suit. At first, this might feel unnatural, especially if you have been holding on to a negative self-opinion for a long time. But remember, change is not instantaneous. It takes time, persistence, and faith in the process. As you continue to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will begin to notice small shifts in your life. Opportunities will arise, new people will enter your life, and your circumstances will start to align with the new version of yourself that you are creating. The key to making this shift is to focus on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It's not enough to merely think about your desires. You must feel them as if they are already a reality. If you want to experience success, feel the pride and satisfaction of having already achieved your goals. If you want to experience love, feel the warmth and joy of being deeply loved. The more you immerse yourself in these feelings, the more they will become a part of your identity. As you continue to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will begin to see your external world reflect the new image you hold of yourself. It is important to understand that your future is not a continuation of your past. You do not have to keep repeating the same patterns or making the same mistakes. The past has no power over you unless you give it power. You are free to reinvent yourself at any moment, to create a new identity, and to step into the life you desire. The past is a series of experiences that have already occurred. They are not the blueprint for your future. The only thing that matters now is how you choose to see yourself and the assumptions you hold about who you are. So, if you find yourself feeling trapped by your past, take a moment to pause and reflect. Who do you want to be from this moment forward? Do not allow your past failures, mistakes, or limitations to define your future. You are not bound by your history. The power to create a new life lies within you. When you change the way you see yourself, you change the way the world responds to you. The world is not fixed. It is constantly reflecting your inner belief. Change those beliefs and watch your life transform. The key to unlocking your true potential is in your hands. The most transformative realization you can have is understanding that you are not at the mercy of your circumstances. Your circumstances, no matter how challenging, are not definitive. They are not a permanent fixture in your life. What you experience today does not have to be what you experience tomorrow. Your reality is not set in stone. The key to transforming your life lies in the realization that you are the creator of your experiences. The world around you, including your relationships, your career, and your financial situation, is shaped by the way you think and feel about yourself. In other words, you are not a product of your environment. Your environment is a product of you. We often make the mistake of looking at the world outside of us and believing that it is the cause of our troubles. We think that the challenges we face, whether financial, relational, or emotional, are the result of circumstances beyond our control. But the truth is, these external factors are merely reflections of the beliefs we hold inside. Our inner world is the mold from which our external experiences are cast. The moment we realize that we are not victims of the world around us, but active participants in the creation of our own reality, we unlock the power to change everything. The first step in changing your life is recognizing that the world around you is not a force acting upon you. It is a mirror reflecting back to you the assumptions you hold about yourself. If you believe you are unworthy of success, that belief will be reflected in your experiences. You will find yourself facing obstacles that reinforce this assumption, whether it's in the form of missed opportunities, failed ventures, or unsupportive relationships. Conversely, if you believe you are worthy of success, love, and abundance, the world will respond accordingly. Your experiences will shift to match the image you hold of yourself. The problem lies in the fact that many of us operate under the false assumption that the external world controls our fate. We think that if only the right circumstances came into place, If only we had the right job, the right partner, or the right financial situation, then we would be happy and successful. But the truth is that the right circumstances will never come to you until you first change the image you hold of yourself. You are not waiting for the world to change so you can be happy. You are creating your world through the beliefs you hold about yourself. This idea may seem radical, especially when you look around at the reality you are currently experiencing. You might be facing challenges that seem insurmountable, obstacles that feel impossible to overcome, but the circumstances you see before you are only temporary. They are not permanent. You have the power to change them, but only by changing the image you have of yourself. When you change the way you see yourself, your external world has no choice but to change with you. This is the law of the mind. The world is a reflection of your inner state. Now, how do you begin to change your inner world? The first step is to recognize that you are not your circumstances. You are not defined by your job, your relationship status, or your bank balance. These external factors are simply reflections of the beliefs you hold about yourself. The moment you start to identify with your true potential, rather than the limitations of your current situation, you begin to break free from the hold your circumstances have over you. The next step is to consciously choose the image you want to hold of yourself. Who do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to become? Do not allow your current circumstances to dictate your identity. You are not your past, nor are you your present circumstances. You are who you choose to be in this very moment. The key to transforming your reality is to create a new self-image, one that is aligned with the success, love, and abundance you wish to experience. Once you have chosen the image of the person you want to become, you must begin to live as if you are already that person. This is not about pretending or faking it. It is about aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to create. If you want to be successful, assume the feeling of success right now. Feel what it would be like to be the person who has already achieved your goals. Let yourself feel the pride, the confidence, the satisfaction. If you want to experience love, assume the feeling of being loved. Feel the warmth, the affection, the deep connection. Immerse yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This is where the true power lies, in the feeling. The mind does not respond to words alone, it responds to the emotions you attach to those words. If you want to change your life, you must change the feeling you have about yourself. You must begin to feel as though your desires are already fulfilled. The more you feel this, the more the world will reflect that feeling back to you. The outer world is merely mirroring the emotions and beliefs you hold inside. When you feel successful, the world will respond with success. When you feel loved, the world will respond with love. When you feel abundant, the world will reflect abundance. But this is not a process that happens overnight. Changing your self-image requires time, effort, and persistence. You will face doubts and challenges along the way, and it is important not to be discouraged by them. The key is to persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, regardless of what is happening in your external world. The more you persist, the more your self-image will shift, and the more your external circumstances will begin to align with your new self-concept. One of the most important aspects of this process is to understand that you are not waiting for external conditions to change before you change. The world does not determine your worth or your potential. Your beliefs do. You are the cause, and the world is the effect. Your reality will follow your lead. If you choose to see yourself as successful, capable, and deserving of all the good things life has to offer, the world will reflect that back to you in ways you cannot yet imagine. The power to transform your life lies within you. It is not something that can be given to you by someone else, nor is it something that can be found in external circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. The world around you is simply a reflection of the beliefs you hold about yourself. If you want to change your world, you must first change the way you see yourself. As you change your self-image, the world will change to reflect that new image. The key to unlocking your full potential lies in your ability to recognize that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but the creator of your experiences. The moment you take control of your inner world, you take control of your outer world as well. One of the most powerful truths you can embrace is that you are the master of your own reality. Your experiences, your opportunities, and your challenges all arise from the image you hold of yourself. Many people feel as though life is happening to them, as though they are at the mercy of external forces. They believe that their circumstances are beyond their control, and that their destiny is shaped by luck, timing, or the actions of others. However, the reality is that your destiny is not determined by anything outside of you. It is created by the way you perceive yourself and the assumptions you hold about the world. Your internal world, your thoughts, beliefs, and self-concept, is the driving force behind everything you experience. This is a fundamental truth that cannot be overlooked. The outer world does not dictate your fate, rather, the inner world is the source of all creation. Everything you see in your environment, every experience you encounter, is a direct result of the assumptions you make about yourself and the world around you. The way you think about yourself shapes your actions, which in turn shapes your experiences. If you view yourself as unworthy of success, for example, you will find it difficult to achieve your goals. You may sabotage your own efforts, hesitate to seize opportunities, or even push away people who could help you. On the other hand, if you view yourself as deserving of abundance and success, you will naturally take actions that align with those beliefs. You will seek out opportunities, surround yourself with supportive people, and take steps toward your goals with confidence. Your self-concept creates the filter through which you experience life. And by changing this internal filter, you can change everything. It is important to understand that this process of creation is not passive. You are not waiting for the world to hand you what you want. You must actively choose the version of yourself that you wish to become. If you want to be successful, you must begin by seeing yourself as successful. If you want to experience love, you must see yourself as worthy of love. Your external world will always reflect the image you hold of yourself. If you want to experience new opportunities, new relationships, or new levels of success, you must first create those experiences within yourself. The key to this process lies in your ability to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It's not enough to simply wish for something or to think about it. You must feel as though it is already yours. This might seem like a simple concept, but it is incredibly powerful. When you feel the emotion associated with your desires, you are aligning yourself with the reality you wish to create. It is not enough to hope or wait for something to happen in the future. You must live in the present moment, fully immersed in the feeling of your desire already being realized. The reason this works is that your feelings are the language of your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is the creative force that shapes your life. When you align your feelings with your desires, you are impressing that image on your subconscious, which then goes to work to bring it into your reality. The subconscious does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. It responds to the emotions you experience, and it brings those emotions into your life by attracting the circumstances that match them. So if you want to experience more abundance, for example, you must feel abundant right now. Don't wait for your circumstances to change first. Change your feelings and your circumstances will follow. This is the essence of creating the life you desire. It is not about waiting for something to happen. It is about becoming the person who already has what you want. It is about living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, even before the external world shows any signs of change. As you continue to live in this state, your external reality will inevitably begin to reflect the changes you have made within. The key to transforming your life is to focus on the emotional experience of your desires as if they are already yours. This process may take time and it may require persistence, but it is the most effective way to manifest the life you want. But in the beginning, this may seem difficult. You may feel disconnected from the emotions you are trying to create, especially if your current circumstances are far from what you desire. But it is important to remember that your current circumstances are not fixed. They are simply a reflection of past thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. The power to change them lies within your ability to shift your focus and your feelings. If you can persist in feeling as though your desires are already fulfilled, the world will begin to reflect that feeling back to you. The more you persist, the more you will see evidence of your new reality showing up in your life. It's also important to recognize that this process is not about denial or ignoring the current reality. You're not pretending that your challenges don't exist. Rather, you are choosing to focus on the desired outcome, regardless of what is currently happening in your external world. This is the key to shifting your life. You are not bound by your current circumstances. They are not who you are. They are simply what has been created up until this point. The future you desire exists right now in the realm of possibility, and it is yours to claim. The only thing standing between you and that future is the way you see yourself and the beliefs you hold about what is possible for you. As you continue to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you will begin to notice changes in your life. Opportunities will present themselves, people will enter your life who align with your new self-concept, and you will find yourself taking actions that bring you closer to your goals. Your external world will begin to shift to reflect the new internal reality you have created. The process of creation is ongoing, and the more you practice assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the more you will see your desired outcomes come to life. The power to change your life lies within you, and it begins with changing the image you hold of yourself. You are the creator of your reality, and by changing your self-concept and aligning your feelings with your desires, you are creating a new world for yourself. Your circumstances are not set in stone, and your future is not determined by the past. You have the power to change your life at any moment. And the key to doing so is to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Feel as though it is already yours, and watch as the world around you shifts to match that new reality. The external world is not something that happens to you. It is something you create from within. One of the most profound truths you can understand is that your thoughts and beliefs create the circumstances of your life. What you experience in your world is not a random sequence of events or the result of chance. It is a direct reflection of the way you think about yourself and your reality. The experiences you encounter, the people you meet, and the opportunities that come your way are all shaped by the inner picture you hold of yourself and the world. This realization is not just liberating, it is empowering. You are not a passive observer of life, but an active creator of it. This is often difficult to grasp, especially when faced with challenging situations. It's easy to look at external events and believe that they are the cause of our troubles. If we are facing financial difficulties, for example, it may seem as though the circumstances of the world are preventing us from achieving success. If we are struggling in a relationship, we may feel that the behavior of others is to blame, but the reality is that everything around you is a reflection of what you believe about yourself and the world. The external world is not something that happens to you, it is something that happens because of you. When you understand this, you begin to realize that you are not a victim of your circumstances. Your circumstances are simply a reflection of the inner assumptions, beliefs, and feelings you hold. If you feel stuck in a job you dislike, for example, it's not the job itself that is the problem. The issue is the way you see yourself in relation to your job. If you believe that you are unworthy of a better position, or that success is not available to you, those beliefs will keep you in a cycle of dissatisfaction and limitation. On the other hand, if you shift your beliefs about yourself, if you begin to see yourself as worthy of success or capable of achieving more, your circumstances will begin to change accordingly. The key to transforming your life is to begin with the mental image you hold of yourself. Your self-concept, the way you see yourself in the world, is the foundation upon which your experiences are built. This self-concept is not just about how you view your abilities or talents. It also encompasses your beliefs about what is possible for you, your worthiness, and your potential. If you see yourself as capable, deserving, and worthy of success, your actions will naturally reflect that. You will pursue opportunities, take risks, and put in the effort necessary to achieve your goals. On the other hand, if you see yourself as inadequate or unworthy, your actions will reflect that as well. You may hesitate to seize opportunities, doubt your abilities, or even self-sabotage. The first step in creating the life you desire is to take full responsibility for your thoughts and beliefs. The moment you accept that you are the creator of your reality, you begin to unlock the power to change it. Your current reality, however it may look, is a product of your past thoughts and beliefs. But the good news is that you have the power to change those beliefs at any moment. And when you do, your reality will begin to shift. The world is constantly changing, and your thoughts have the ability to guide that change. More and more, your mind is incredibly powerful, and it is constantly shaping your experiences. Every thought you think is either bringing you closer to your desires or reinforcing the limitations that keep you stuck. This is why it is so important to be mindful of your thoughts. If you continually focus on what you don't want, on the obstacles, the difficulties, or the things that frustrate you, you are only reinforcing those experiences in your life. But if you focus on what you do want, on your dreams, your goals, your ideal outcomes, you begin to change your life by aligning your thoughts with your desires. Empowering to begin changing your thoughts is to create a mental image of the life you want to live. This image should not be a vague wish or a distant dream, but a vivid and clear picture of your ideal reality. Imagine yourself already living that life. See yourself in your dream job, in a loving relationship, or enjoying the abundance you desire. As you immerse yourself in this mental image, allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with it. Feel the pride, the joy, the gratitude of already having what you want. The more you can feel these emotions, the more real and tangible your desires will become. This mental image is the seed of creation. When you focus on it regularly, the image becomes more defined, more real, and more powerful. And as this image strengthens in your mind, it begins to shape your actions and your external circumstances. Opportunities will begin to appear that align with your new self-concept, and you will find yourself naturally taking steps that bring you closer to your goals. The world responds to the energy you are putting out. And when you focus on what you want, the world will begin to bring you experiences that match your desires. It is important to recognize that change takes time, and there will be moments when the external world does not immediately reflect your new beliefs. This is where persistence and faith come in. The process of shifting your self-concept requires patience and consistency. Do not be discouraged if things don't change overnight. Keep focusing on the mental image of the life you want to create, and keep feeling the emotions associated with that reality. Trust that the changes you desire are already on their way. The external world is simply catching up with the inner changes you've made. One of the most powerful tools you can use to shape your reality is affirmation. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly, reinforcing the new self-concept and beliefs you're trying to establish. By repeating affirmations, you are not just trying to convince yourself of something, you are creating a new internal reality. For example, if you want to manifest a better job, you might affirm, "I am worthy of a fulfilling and rewarding career," or "I am attracting the perfect job for me." By repeating these affirmations, you are impressing these beliefs upon your subconscious mind. which then works to bring them into your external reality. The most important thing to remember is that your thoughts are not just passive reactions to the world around you, they are the driving force behind your experiences. You are constantly creating your reality through the thoughts you think and the beliefs you hold. The moment you take full responsibility for your thoughts, you begin to realize that you have the power to change your life. No one and nothing can determine your fate but you. If you are unhappy with your current reality, take a moment to examine your thoughts and beliefs. What do you believe about yourself? What are you telling yourself about your worth, your potential, and your ability to create the life you want? If your current beliefs are not serving you, it is time to change them. You have the power to create new beliefs, new thoughts, and a new reality. The world will reflect whatever you believe about yourself. The more you focus on the life you desire, the more you will see that life unfold before you. Your reality is a reflection of your inner world, and the key to transforming your life is to change the image you hold of yourself. By shifting your beliefs and focusing on the reality you want to create, you begin the process of aligning your inner world with your outer experiences. The more you believe in your ability to create the life you desire, the more the world will respond to you in kind. The power is within you. You are the creator of your reality. Every experience you encounter in your life, whether it be joyful or challenging, is a result of your state of mind. This is not a mere philosophical idea, but a deeply rooted truth that governs the way our lives unfold. What you experience in the outer world is simply a reflection of the mental and emotional states you consistently occupy. Our thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions about who we are and what is possible for us shape the circumstances we find ourselves in. If you want to transform your life, you must begin by transforming your inner world. It is essential to recognize that your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are powerful forces that shape your reality. Every thought you have carries a vibration, a frequency that sends out a signal to the universe. This signal is then reflected back to you in the form of your experiences. If your thoughts are filled with fear, doubt, and negativity, the universe will respond with corresponding circumstances that reflect those feelings. On the other hand, if your thoughts are aligned with your desires, full of confidence, positivity, and faith, the universe will mirror that energy and bring experiences that reflect your belief in the possibility of your desires being fulfilled. This process of creation is not external, it begins within. Everything that shows up in your life is a result of the mental image you hold of yourself and the beliefs you have about your worth, your potential, and your ability to succeed. If you are consistently thinking thoughts of limitation or lack, you are creating a life filled with struggle and hardship. However, if you choose to shift your thoughts to those of abundance, success, and possibility, your external world will begin to reflect those changes. The world does not shape itself around your desires. Rather, it mirrors the internal state you embody. One of the most profound realizations you can have is that you are not a passive observer in life. You are an active participant in the creation of your reality. The universe does not simply impose experiences upon you, rather, it responds to the energy you are putting out. Your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings are constantly sending out a vibration. And this vibration is what attracts experiences, people, and opportunities into your life. In other words, you are the cause of everything that happens in your life. The events you encounter, the people you meet, and the situations you face are simply the external manifestations of your inner state. This understanding empowers you to take full responsibility for your life. If you do not like what you are experiencing, you have the power to change it. The world you see around you is simply a reflection of the thoughts you think and the beliefs you hold. If you want to change your circumstances, you must begin by changing your thoughts. This does not mean denying or ignoring the reality of your current situation. It means choosing to focus on the reality you wish to create. regardless of the present conditions. The key to changing your life lies in the power of your thoughts and feelings. The moment you shift your focus from what is lacking in your life to what you want to create, you begin to change your vibration. The key is to feel the emotion of your desired outcome as if it is already happening. Do not wait for the world to change before you change your thoughts. Instead, change your thoughts first, and the world will follow. This is the essence of creation. The outer world always reflects the inner world. To truly create the life you desire, you must consciously choose the thoughts and beliefs that support your goals. The mind is constantly in motion, constantly producing thoughts, but you have the power to direct these thoughts. If you are constantly thinking about what you don't want, you are attracting more of that into your life. However, if you shift your focus to what you do want, you begin to attract the people, circumstances, and opportunities that align with your desires. You have the ability to choose the thoughts that serve your vision and reject the ones that keep you stuck in the past. The process of shifting your thoughts may require persistence and practice. The world around you may not immediately change when you start thinking differently. However, this does not mean your efforts are in vain. Just as a seed takes time to sprout and grow, your new thoughts and beliefs will take time to manifest in your external world. Trust that your thoughts are powerful and that they are working behind the scenes to create the reality you desire. One of the most important steps in this process is to live in the feeling of your desire fulfilled. This means you must not only think about your desires, but also feel the emotions associated with them as if they are already a reality. If you desire financial abundance, for example, feel the joy and gratitude of already having financial freedom. If you want to experience love, feel the warmth and connection of being in a loving relationship. The emotional component is essential because it is the feeling that aligns your subconscious mind with your desires. The more you feel as though your desires are already fulfilled, the more you align with the reality you want to create. As you continue to live in the feeling of your desires being fulfilled, the world will begin to reflect that energy. Opportunities will present themselves that align with your new mindset. People will show up in your life who resonate with your new beliefs. You will naturally begin to take actions that move you closer to your goals. Your outer world will change to match your inner state. But this process requires persistence and faith. Keep focusing on your desired outcomes. Keep feeling the emotions of your fulfilled desires, and trust that the universe is working to bring them to you. One of the most powerful tools you have in this process is the power of imagination. Imagination is not just a tool for daydreaming or escaping reality. It is the creative force that shapes your world. Through your imagination, you can picture yourself living the life you desire, and this mental image will begin to shape your reality. The key is to vividly imagine your desired outcomes and feel the emotions of having them now. The more you immerse yourself in the feeling of your desires already being realized, the more your subconscious mind will accept it as fact, and your outer world will begin to mirror that belief. Imagination is the bridge between your current reality and the one you wish to create. By using your imagination to focus on your desires, you are impressing those desires on your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts whatever is impressed upon it and brings it into being. This is why it is so important to focus your imagination on the reality you want to create, rather than the reality you currently see before you. It is important to recognize that your circumstances do not define who you are. The world around you may be a reflection of your past thoughts, but it does not have to be a reflection of your future. If you want to change your life, you must change the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions you are currently holding. The key to transformation is to align your inner world with the reality you desire. When you change your thoughts and beliefs, your external world will have no choice but to change with it. The power to create the life you want is within you, and it begins with the thoughts you think and the emotions you feel. Choose your thoughts wisely and watch as your reality shifts to match your desires. You are not limited by the world you see. The circumstances that surround you, the experiences you encounter, and the people you meet are not fixed. They are constantly shifting and changing. However, many people live their lives believing that their circumstances are permanent, that they are bound by the limitations imposed by their current reality. But this belief in the permanence of your current situation is nothing more than an illusion. What you are experiencing in your life right now is not a reflection of the world around you. It is a reflection of the state of your mind. Your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions about yourself and the world are the true creators of your experiences. You are the one who shapes the world you live in through the way you think, feel, and act. Your beliefs about what is possible for you will either propel you forward into new opportunities or keep you stuck in the limitations of your current reality. The key to unlocking a life of possibility is to understand that you are the creator of your experience, and your inner world is what determines the external conditions of your life. The moment you recognize that your current circumstances are the result of the way you have been thinking and believing, you begin to realize that you are not at the mercy of external events. Instead, you have the power to change your reality by changing the way you think about yourself and your world. The world does not dictate what happens to you. Your beliefs and perceptions shape what you experience. If you believe that success is unattainable, for example, you will see a world that reinforces this belief. If you believe that you are unworthy of love, your relationships will reflect this belief. However, if you change your thoughts and beliefs, if you begin to see yourself as capable, worthy, and deserving of all the good that life has to offer, your reality will shift to reflect this new self-concept. This is not a passive process. Transformation requires active participation. It requires you to be intentional with your thoughts, to consciously choose the beliefs that align with the life you wish to create. Many people are caught up in the habit of thinking negatively, or automatically accepting the beliefs and assumptions they have inherited from their upbringing or society. But these beliefs are not truths, they are simply thoughts that have been repeated so often that they have become ingrained in the subconscious mind. Just as you learn to believe these things about yourself, you can just as easily unlearn them and replace them with new, empowering beliefs. One of the most powerful tools for creating change in your life is to actively imagine the life you desire. Your imagination is the gateway to your subconscious mind, and it is through the use of your imagination that you can impress your desired reality upon your mind. The key to using imagination effectively is to picture yourself already living the life you desire. It's not enough to simply wish for something to happen or to hope for a better future. You must see yourself already living that future, and you must feel the emotions associated with it. When you imagine your desired reality, do so in vivid detail. Visualize the sights, sounds, and feelings that would accompany your ideal life, and allow yourself to feel the emotions of having already achieved your goals. As you imagine yourself in this new reality, you are sending a powerful signal to your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So when you vividly imagine your desires, your subconscious mind begins to accept them as truth. The more you practice this, the more your inner world will shift to reflect your imagined reality. Over time, this new self-concept will begin to shape your external world, and you will start to notice changes in the people, opportunities, and circumstances that appear in your life. But it is not enough to simply imagine. You must also feel the reality of your desire. This is where many people go wrong. They focus on the mental picture, but they neglect the emotional component. Emotions are the fuel that propels your desires into manifestation. When you imagine your ideal reality, it is crucial that you allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with it. If you are imagining financial abundance, for example, feel the joy and relief of having enough money to live freely and without worry. If you are imagining a fulfilling relationship, feel the love, connection, and joy of being with someone who truly understands and supports you. It is this emotional connection to your desires that makes the process of manifestation so powerful. The emotions you feel are the energy that you send out into the universe. And this energy is what attracts the experiences, people, and opportunities that align with your desires. The more vividly you can imagine and feel your desires as if they are already real, the faster they will begin to manifest in your life. Your emotions are the key to activating the law of attraction, and they are the energy that brings your desires to life. Another important aspect of this process is to believe that your desires are already on their way. This belief is essential because it is the foundation upon which your manifestation process is built. If you imagine your desires but still harbor doubts or skepticism, you are sending out conflicting signals. You are telling the universe that you want something, but you are also telling it that you don't believe it is possible for you to have it. In order to truly manifest your desires, you must trust that they are already on their way, even if you cannot yet see evidence of them in your external reality. Faith is the bridge between your imagination and your reality. You must have faith in the process of creation, even when things don't seem to be changing right away. The more you practice feeling as if your desires are already fulfilled, the more your external reality will begin to change to match your inner state. This process may take time and it requires patience and perseverance. But rest assured, if you stay committed to your vision, your desires will manifest in perfect timing. One of the most important principles to understand in this process is that your self-concept is the key to unlocking your potential. How you see yourself in the world directly impacts the opportunities and experiences that come to you. If you see yourself as someone who is worthy of success, love, and abundance, you will attract those things into your life. However, if you see yourself as unworthy or incapable, you will continue to experience limitations and struggle. The more you cultivate a positive self-concept, one that reflects your true worth and potential, the more you will begin to experience the life you desire. Your self-concept is shaped by your beliefs and assumptions, and it is these beliefs that create your reality. If you believe that you are not deserving of happiness or success, your experiences will reflect this belief. However, if you believe that you are worthy of all the good things that life has to offer, your reality will begin to reflect this new belief. This shift in self-concept is not something that happens overnight. But with consistent practice and a deep belief in your worth, you will start to see your external world change in accordance with your inner beliefs. You are not limited by your circumstances. You are not bound by the past or by the beliefs that have been imposed upon you. The power to change your life is within you, and it begins with the thoughts and beliefs you hold about yourself and the world around you. The key to transformation is to align your inner world with the reality you desire. Through the power of your imagination, your emotions, and your belief in your own worth, you have the ability to create a life filled with success, love, and abundance. Trust in your power and know that the life you desire is already on its way. In the end, the key to unlocking your fullest potential lies within your mind. The world you experience is not something that happens to you. It is a direct reflection of the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions that you cultivate within yourself. Every circumstance, event, and relationship you encounter is a mirror of your inner world. By recognizing this truth, you can begin to take control of your life and shift your reality to reflect the desires you hold deep within. To change your outer world, you must first change the way you see yourself and the world around you. This means choosing to believe that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but a creator of your own reality. You have the power to transform your life by consciously altering the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions you hold about yourself. The thoughts that shape your self-concept, your perception of what is possible for you, are the foundation upon which your reality is built. Imagination is your most powerful tool in this process. By visualizing the life you desire and feeling the emotions of already living that life, you begin to imprint your desires onto your subconscious mind. The more you practice this process, the more your internal state will align with the reality you wish to create, and the external world will follow suit. The universe will mirror back to you what you believe, feel, and think about yourself. As you continue to shift your thoughts and feelings, you will begin to notice changes in your experiences, people, opportunities, and situations that align with your desires. The journey to transformation requires patience, persistence, and faith. There may be times when your external reality does not immediately reflect your inner changes, but trust that your thoughts are powerful and are working behind the scenes to create the life you want. Stay focused on your desired outcomes, live in the feeling of your desires already being fulfilled, and believe in your worthiness to receive them. With consistent effort and a firm belief in the power of your mind, you can reshape your life and create a reality that matches the dreams and desires you hold within. Really, the life you want is not somewhere out there waiting for you to stumble upon it. It is already within you, waiting to be revealed. By aligning your inner world with your desires, you activate the transformative power that resides within you and step into the life that you always meant to live. You are the creator of your reality, and the possibilities for your life are limitless. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the belief that it is possible for you to have it. When you change your beliefs, you change your world.